that we were going to push some of the funding that we get into a pool, and then just give access to different groups to basically put in their services. So if you were to create like a voucher for whatever service, they could just be local services. They don't have to be international or anything like that, but it could be both, like consulting, anything that you can offer. Then basically you would say like you're basically creating like a gift card for your own services. Then that's what we call a voucher, and like a
Mm-hmm.
bus ticket or yeah, like a
Yeah.
like that. And basically you can say that these things, the vouchers are worth. Here, let me share screen. I'll show you an example.
Mm-hmm.
And it could also be from your network too. So anyone from your community can create those vouchers, and we can add those to the pool as well. And eventually you also just can create your own pool. But for now, it's nice to start with a pool that has something in it, like some dollars and stuff. So let me show you what that looks like here.
Yeah, because you pair it with some funds.
Yeah, I mean it's with some groups they actually you can start it without anything but your own vouchers in there. So you could have like you'll see some of these like have a whole bunch of different community vouchers in them. So like these are all vouchers for different goods and services around where we live in Kilifi, and they're all tradable with each other. So it's like an exchange for gift cards, and anyone can make those
Mm-hmm.
gift cards. But then usually we also have dollars in there too, so people can buy those and people can trade in and out of the dollar. So let me put that. You can make your own pools and your own vouchers on here too. My phones are a little off here, but yeah. Let's see. So land regenerator. So right now there's like $250 in there. There's also some of our tokens in there too. So like this is a voucher we made for this, and it's worth $1 worth of products. And you scroll down, you can see all the different products we offer. So that's like consulting, mangrove paddleboarding, eco lodge stay. Like if you want to come to Kenya,
Mm-hmm.
um, and it's up to you to set what the prices are for these things. So in other words, it's like if I were to buy your voucher or trade for it in the pool, I would have, let's say, $1 worth of whatever services that you can offer, and those could also be given out to other people. Let me show you. Go back to the pool. So like with the guys in Colombia, like this pan voucher, this is actually for local bread in Barichara. They do baking workshops in sourdough. So this is all. So ideally, like Barichara will have many vouchers in the pool, and what this guy can do now is, oh, I lost it. Where is it? Here we go. So you can swap in this. So like for instance, if there's anything that you want in here, your token is listed here, your voucher, you can swap. So you click swap up here, you select the token you want to put in. So like you could put in your own pan and pull out dollars. Or you could put in dollars, so someone could buy some from here and pull out whatever else is in there. Right? So it's like a little marketplace. And then you just swap,
Yeah.
and then that's basically it. I mean, there's not much more to it. And here you can say create your own voucher, and you can also create your own pools too. But this is the one that we're going to put the funding into that we get.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the
Hey,
idea is, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
any expiration uh, periods for these vouchers?
That's
You got any?
it's up to you if you want to add those in there, and that'll show up on the voucher. So when you create your voucher, we'll see that they're expiring. We usually put
Mm,
like a 2% a month expiration on them, so that they come back to you slowly over time, so they don't stay there forever. That's this demurrage. It's called demurrage usually when people you have like it's in the voucher. It's like if anyone's holding them, even in the pool, they slowly come back to you. So it's not an infinitely long promise that way.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because in our network, I've been thinking of seeds. People offering seeds,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
at a certain moment, they stop germinating. So, uh,
True. True. And you can also like specify like if you said this is a voucher for seeds, you could say it's it's based on the
From
quantity of seed.
yeah, like cool. And from January to I don't know July. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And you could say that, these are only available, twice a year or something like that in those months. So you can be specific as you want in those.
Hmm.
And it probably, like, we could start with this pool, but like it makes sense for you to make your own as well eventually. I mean, that's the goal, is that, there's going to be many, many, many pools. They can connect to each other as well. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Pretty good.
So that's basically it. Yeah.
So yeah, let's we can try to create one.
Okay, cool.
Just kind of
So
lost the connection on the computer,
yeah,
but
it's too bad. Let me turn the video off. Maybe it'll be better. Test, test, test. Uh-oh, I think I lost you.
no, I'm here on the
Okay, good.
phone, but it's
Okay.
something on my computer or something in the Wi-Fi here. Let's see if
Okay.
we have light. If we have, yeah, we have no energy at the moment.
Oh
Just
dear.
cut. So I'm on the phone. How is Sarafu working for mobile?
It works okay on mobile too. Yeah. You can go to it on mobile. And do you have what kind of wallet are you using for crypto in Ma Earth and the Gitcoin?
MetaMask.
Okay. Do you have that
Uh,
on your phone?
Actually, I don't have it on my phone working,
Okay,
and
okay. I would wait.
my Earth is a multi-sig.
Yours is
Uh,
multi-sig. Okay. But still, you can use MetaMask for this as well on Sarafu.network, or you can also create little paper wallets too for people. And let me share screen again so you can see.
okay.
Um, so you can create like we were doing this for a university in Kenya, so this is like Kenya University. Each one of these, you can log into the website with these, and you can give these out to people. And so this gives them
Mm,
an account, and so they can have your tokens on that account, and they can log in with that, and they don't need MetaMask or anything. They just need somebody with a computer or a smartphone. Uh,
awesome.
yeah, that's handy. And then so that's here. So if you go to the homepage, you can say create paper wallet, and you can make an individual one with like a password, or you can make them without passwords. So these are like anyone could pick this up and use it. And then
And
when you click, you'll click here to connect wallet. You'll select paper wallet, or you can select MetaMask or any other crypto wallet you want. And then
mhm,
once you're logged in, you'll see something that'll pop up that'll say, like, when you click open wallet, it'll say apply for a social account. It'll be up here. You'll want to click that, and that'll give you gas on Cello. So no one ever needs to have gas on Cello. We
mhm,
provide that. That's what we do as a foundation.
cool.
So you get free gas, and then once you've got that, you can go and make your own voucher. And you say create your own, and you just go through this process. It's like who you are, what is it about, what are any offerings you have, what's its valuation. For this pool, like, it's nice that you have them valued in dollars worth,
Mhm,
just because it'll make it easy for that pool, but they don't have to be. And we have groups that do it for like hours or anything. You can even measure it in seeds. And this is
mhm,
just, yeah, you select where you are. Um, a symbol that's going to be like, like USD. It'll be what people see when they're using it. And then you have products. So this is like me putting different products that we had in here, right? It's
mhm,
just description. You say next. You could have it denominated hours, but in this case, I would just say USD. So one is
cool.
worth one USD, and then you create a supply as much as you want to create. You know, it doesn't. What matters really is for us is like how many can go into the pool. And so when we add you to the pool, um, we're going to base this on how much funding we get into the pool, and we'll probably start small. So it'll probably be a few $100s to begin with, depending on how much we end up getting from the Ma Earth stuff. But that can
Mhm,
go up over time as well. So that's like anyone can create and manage a pool. And when you're managing a pool, it's like you're creating a commons and you're giving people access, like reciprocal access to that commons, which means they can put something in to pull something out. So that's really like my super goal would be that you are, like from this process, you get the idea that you could create and manage your own pool. And we're working on training materials and videos on how to do all that, but it's hopefully you'll get sort of an intuitive sense of it. And like here,
Hmm.
like the traditional practice in Kenya is basically that any mama, like a woman from her family, can call on the commons of the village, right? So she can say, I need everyone to bring me some sticks and help me build a house on Sunday. And she's gonna return and do that for them later, right? There's this like rotation of labor systems. So that's kind
Hmm.
of what it's based on. So it's like that's what we call it, like a commitment pool. All like everyone's commitments are in there, and then you can take turns kind of pulling them out. And you could have any asset in there. So we're starting with a seed of US dollars in there, but like over time that those US dollars are going to be out of the pool, but we can still like I could put in some of my commitments and pull out some of yours, for instance, and vice versa, right? So and I don't know that, we're going to do a huge amount of that across the world with all these different groups, but it's cool that you learn how to do it and you could do it locally and
Yeah.
ideally add more local vouchers to it. I'm hoping every participant in the Ma'ar thing, like try to find 5 different, community service providers that you work with. They could all put their vouchers in there. So they'll all be able to basically sell their vouchers into the pool, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been thinking of building a marketplace like that
Hmm.
for a network. Like people can offer consultancy, but also local experiences, um,
Yeah.
stays, right? Um, seeds or labor or products.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I was wondering, and I guess, like we as an organization, I go first, we could like um, add some funds to it, and people like, oh, I want to share, create vouchers for weekend stay in my farm,
Yep.
uh, and they put it in the marketplace, or they can like sell it to the marketplace and get some funds in
Exactly.
advance. Is that
Yeah.
possible?
Yeah. And that's
Mm,
essentially what we're doing here, right? Like, so we're putting some funds in already to begin with, and you can basically put your commitments for whatever in there to pull out those funds. So it's like you're
hmm.
pre-selling,
Yeah. Hmm.
and
That's
then
awesome.
that's a Kickstart. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
wanna experiment more with that.
yeah.
We are now with we did our first learning journey here in Brazil for food forest stewards,
Cool.
and there are some people now. There's like 20
Okay.
people building a profile in our workspace from all
Yeah.
over the country. So
Awesome.
yeah, there's not much proximity. It's
Yeah.
far away. Uh, but I think like for some kind of vouchers of experiences, stays, it's possible to have this marketplace. So yeah, and people can, new apprentices can create um, a journey, visiting places, doing this uh, exchanges and internships, volunteering.
Cool. Yeah. Beautiful. That's a good
Uh,
idea. I like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
we are trying to create, proofs of stewardship, proofs of rootment, of
Yeah.
yeah, of involvement with succession, and because I my personal wish is that uh, rooted folks come to govern agroforestal, and not just urban folks or internet folks, like people that have the experience of caring for plants and over time, long term. I I want to be able to like find these people, have these people around and grow capacity with them to govern.
Yeah.
And that's and create a career roadmap, trajectory. So,
Yeah.
so that a kid from the city can start visiting places, build a portfolio, build a reputation within, and level up.
Yeah. I mean, it could be that, like you were talking about, these students and interns coming in, like they could be given a certain amount of like kind of credit in the network, which basically means that they can put in their, let's say, volunteer vouchers, that they create, like their service vouchers, and pull out trainings and like time with the different projects. And then if they're doing well in that, you can increase the amount of their vouchers that can go into the pool over time. So like they end up with, and so it's like it's I think of it as credit in a way too, right? It's reciprocal drawing rights to a commons, right? You have a drawing right to the commons, and that's going to be based on how much you're actually, how much the commons trusts you, and how much, what's your track record over time. And yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And you could technically, you could also, we haven't set it up yet, but you could have a DAO or a multi-sig that owns a pool as well.
Cool.
And so you,
Oh,
as the
yeah.
DAO, that could be an asset of the DAO. So the DAO would decide which vouchers could go in the pool, or which tokens. It could be any ERC20 token, like stable coins, anything. It's up to you guys to decide what. And then you set limits on those, like how much can come in, and you also set relative value. And if right now, like with this pool, if everything is valued against the dollar, then they're all 1-to-1 to each other. But eventually you wouldn't want that anymore. Like that's kind of entry level. It's like eventually you would say, no, we want to say that this thing is more valuable maybe during the season, or change it over time. So it gives you that ability. And then the other thing with the pools too is that you can also create a pool where the pool steward, the managers of the pool, also take a fee, a small like percentage of the volume in the pool, to maintain the pool and deal with problems or defaults, right? So like you could think of the pool management as like a service that needs also to be cared for. And I think of that as like mycorrhizal fungi, right? Like the mycorrhizal also eats, right? And it provides a huge service for all the plants around it. So it's thinking about, thinking of it like that as well. Yeah. You still there?
Hi, I'm here. Just
Okay.
logged in and it cut me off.
No worries, no worries. Well, maybe once you get your MetaMask working again, I mean, you could also try it through the phone, but it just, whatever voucher you create there, you're going to need to either create a paper wallet like I showed you, that little QR code thing, or you need to, have a mask or some other wallet in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nowadays,
And it's all on Celo too. It's all on Celo blockchain, but that's where we have free gas, so we can always give people free gas on Celo. I think I'm losing you.
oh, sorry. Hey, I'm here.
Okay.
So should I try to create a voucher?
Yeah. You could even share the screen and I can
Okay.
help you through it.
So, I will log in.
Yeah, so you could connect with your MetaMask.
Mhm. Okay.
Is your MetaMask there? Are you on Chrome?
No, I'm using Brave,
Okay.
and it's Tello, right?
Yeah,
Dash
should be
is
Tello. It should automatically switch it over for you, but sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. Okay, now it's. Yeah, I didn't automatically switch, but now that I switched it, it's working. So
Good.
I'm confirming. We go.
Okay, so click Open Wallet there on the bottom left, and then do Apply Now, and that'll give you gas on Celo. Or you already have Celo, but it's good. Do it anyways, and so it'll top you up with gas if you ever need it.
Okay.
And you just have to you give yourself a short code, so some name at name. So like Diogo at Brazil or something. Yeah, DJ.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah. And then just go down to the bottom and hit. You can skip all that and just hit apply. Okay, and then go over to vouchers on the left and create your own.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now.
And it's just going to step you through a bunch of questions. It's like you're basically expressing an offer.
Yeah, got it. First,
And then you need to hit enter on that location.
like this is not right.
Yeah, it's not right. Yeah, click. Just try to type Brazil in there. Type, and you'll see.
Yeah, I see the name of the town.
Yeah, I'll try that. There we go. Click that. That's good enough.
Yeah.
You can just hit next there, unless you want to. Yeah, you can change it later too. And put a HTTPS in front of that URL, please. The website. Go up a little bit.
What is that? Do HTTP
://
Okay.
And then you need to shorten that to 64 characters.
Can I?
Yeah, you
delete
just
this?
Yeah, that's fine. Stay next. Yeah.
Hey, let's see. I don't know. It's I thought about stay at Redemption Hill experience. There you go.
Or just shorter. Just do Redemption Hill experience. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's cool. And then give it a short code like RHE or something. Yeah.
He suggested this, not too big.
It's maximum 6.
Okay. Visit and the workshop in good parts. So how do I do now? It's add product offering.
Yeah, add a product offering. So this would be like just be specific on what's possible with the voucher. And you can add or remove these later as well.
I click here to write. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. It's a day. This.
Yeah, practice short name and then longer description below.
External activities in the food forest. Let me lunch included for meals. What? Let's make 10.
Sure. Yeah.
Can I keep it for a year?
That's
Frequency?
just like basically the idea there was like if someone has a whole bunch of these, how often can they expect to use them?
Oh, weekly then.
Okay, yeah. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. That's good. You could always add more products later for the same voucher, or you can make more vouchers. So in this case, do USD. Yeah, and then just one. It's okay there.
Let's see.
I would just make it one USD worth. So one voucher is one USD. So if someone has 20 of them, that means they have 20 USD. Yeah, exactly. And then and make as many as you think you can use in the next, year or something like that. That's supply down there. That's how many
Hmm.
under supply
So
down
so it's not like for example, I was thinking like one day
there.
of someone assisting the person, so that's why I thought of 20 USD, but not like the cost of the activities. When you say $1, $1 for someone to assist to produce meals and all that.
Yeah,
Like,
no, they wouldn't be. So like they would have like 30 of these vouchers for $30. You know what I mean? No
yeah.
one's just going to give you one voucher. It's it's like each voucher is worth $1, and so like someone will need 100 of them for $100 worth of stuff.
Okay.
And
So
so
that
and
makes it
you create as
large
many as
supply.
you want. Yeah, do a high supply, like $10,000 at least,
Yeah.
and you can add more later too. This is
Got
really,
it.
yeah, that's it.
Makes easier to exchange, right? To swap.
Yeah. And this is what we have by default. So like the Demirage, that's like 2% a month. So it means that like if someone is holding $100 of these vouchers, at the end of the month they would only have 98 left.
Mm-hmm.
And where they go, those two that left their account, I would have them go back to your address. So say click that use my address at the bottom. So they'll go back into your account at the
Mm-hmm.
end of each month.
Yeah.
And
Makes
that's
sense.
that's what we do. Yeah, that's the standard we use in Kenya.
Got it.
People can also make vouchers. So this is just a summary of everything here.
Mm-hmm. Cool. There's this declaration.
Yeah. And then the terms are just like, you're not going to do anything illegal, and you're also okay with people exchanging those, right? So if you give one to someone, they could give it to somebody else. And that's how it works with the pool and everything too.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is publishing it onto the Settle blockchain now.
Every voucher is an NFT.
No, they're not NFTs exactly. They're more just like tokens,
Mm-hmm.
So just like Cello or CUSD, they're all just
Mm-hmm.
a token. It's just that you're making a claim. You're saying these tokens are backed by your services.
Mm-hmm. And then there's somewhere where I can say, oh, in order to come for the experience, you need 20 vouchers.
Yeah, exactly. So it's there now. You look at products, scroll down a bit to the bottom. You could add a price on request, but I think you can click there and edit your practice product too. And you can set a price for it. You could add more description there. You can add an email, so you can edit that stuff too later on. So
I
so
see.
okay, so now that you've made that here, let me find it myself, and I'm going to add that to the pool now. So let me say all vouchers was RHE, Redemption Hill Experience. Okay, cool. Brazil. Okay, cool. RHE. So now I'm going to go to the pools section, go to all pools, and at the bottom of that, there's the land regenerators pool. And I'm going to add that to the pool. I need to change which account I'm logged into. Log out. And then you're going to go to the pool and just give it a little test so that you see how it works.
Sorry, I'm here. Oh, nice.
Give me a second here. MetaMask.
I see Antonio from RefiCC that already did. So.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other one's from Bartara. But it's not the main Bartara one, but it's like it's a neighbor of what's his name? Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Let me share screen so you see what I'm doing here.
Cool.
Hold on. But basically, if you're the owner of a pool, so like I'm the owner of that pool, you can add or remove and also edit the parameters on the pool. And I think I've logged in as the wrong account. Hold on, give me a second. And you can add tags and all kinds of stuff as well. So this is just, it's just the beginning. This could turn into like a much more pretty marketplace looking thing. And that's the hope. And like by the end of this year, it'll be much more pretty. And also we're going to get rid of almost all the crypto front end. So like people can log in with like their Google account or username and password. So it'll be a lot easier to use.
Yeah.
And ideally, like if you have any connections to like people who run servers and stuff like that in Brazil, that's our goal, is that like you would run all this stuff yourself. Like we're not trying to be like a global software as a service, like so if you have the ability to run your own front end like this, it could be there, and we can still all connect because it's all based on a protocol.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This looks pretty clean and all that. It's
Yeah.
People always are trying to make it simpler, but I like to recognize that things are very simple already. Things.
Yeah.
Of course, there's some learning, but look where we got. People. Sometimes I talk to people in Web3 and they're like, "Oh, how do we get to 1 billion people? What's stopping us?" And it's a technical thing. We need to find this tech. And I say, no, it's a purpose thing. It's a narrative thing. There's no reason for them. Once they are convinced it's worth it, they will learn, because no, it's not that complicated to write
It's
down
true.
12 words. Yeah.
I agree. We've been doing this in Kenya for a long time, and this is the first, like this year is the first year where we have a website, because we always did it through USSD, and that's a little SMS thing, and we could potentially get that working in Brazil too if people want it, but
It's I don't know. It's not strong SMS here
okay, yeah,
anymore.
it's a pain in the ass because you have to deal with the telecom then,
Mm.
and that's not fun. But it looks like I'm gonna have to add it later. I'll ping you once I've added it.
Cool.
It looks
cool.
I think one of our devs have moved the button for adding, so I'm not seeing it right now. So I'll ping you once I've added it there, and then what you'll do once it's there, you'll click that swap button, and and then you'll select your voucher and then CUSD, and just try it. Put a few of your voucher in there, and then pull out some CUSD.
I see.
Cool. And I'll let you know when I can try.
Cool.
That.
I want to learn that because I want to create a pool for our org.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best thing to do. And then the idea is that all these pools kind of like cascade into each other. So it's like if someone has if there's one of your vouchers here, it means that someone could like take it out of this pool and also put it into your pool. So you're the connector. Like people's vouchers are the connectors between all the pools. And eventually there'll be routing, like automatic routing through them as well. So you can actually kind of traverse the flow of path, you know, between all the pools. So you end up with a big giant network across the world of pools.
I see. And I can you organize the info by the tags that you create? Like if I'm looking for vouchers of food, maybe let's see. I'm searching. I mean, on exploring here now on vouchers, all vouchers.
Yeah, I think you can search right now. I'm not sure how good the search is on the tags.
Seeds.
So that's what we're working on, like the dashboard, all that stuff. Like that's, you know, if you have ideas like that, we can also help, like ping me and I can push the devs to work on that stuff.
Yeah, because like for example, in our organization, like I'm thinking there's education vouchers, there's products vouchers, experiences, you know, online stuff, maybe Web3 education. So different areas, you know, that it can maybe can make it easier for people to create their vouchers, because just say, look, yeah, go ahead, create something there. And it's so new for people that, you know, there's on education, you can do something like this, and on I don't know, transportation or whatever, you know.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. I mean, that's the lesson, like, you know, the story of like Curitiba, Brazil, and they have this like trash token that you could use for the bus. Did you ever hear of that story?
well, yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
I want to say there's like a kid's book about it, but it was essentially what it was they were giving certificates for having completed a task like trash collection, and they had a pool in the community that you could exchange those for bus transport, right? So like the pooling mechanism to me is really like what's underneath like all kinds of connection and pooling mechanisms.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, people use like tickets for movies and all that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's my friend just wrote a like a kid book about Cambio and Curitiba there. I'll try to send it to you.
Like one thing we've done is, you know, rewarding members with tools, you know, like a
Yeah.
machete or some clipper. And because I didn't want to just reward with money, you know, I
Yeah,
wanted to bring something else, create different types of relationships, you know.
exactly. So you can make instead of the voucher being a promise for future stuff, you can also make it like a certificate. So you could reward people with a certificate for doing something good, and then that could also be exchanged in a pool.
Mm,
So you could say here's a certificate for doing some good work or planting a tree or whatever they do, and that's exchangeable for,
mhm.
tools that you can get out of the pool.
Cool, interesting. I understand. Yeah, you want to get money, there's money, but there's also tools you can.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
and it's just a way of like, making it all transparent, and it's like a commons now. Like people can see that there's this exchange space available. And to me, this is better than the whole community
Hmm.
currency stuff where you just have one, you try to make one currency for everything. To me, that's sort of the Roman colonial method,
I
right?
see.
And you don't
Hmm.
really like what our ancestors had was not one currency for everything, but they had exchange spaces, right? They had these traditions, they had all that stuff. It was all about like connecting value together, like the mycorrhizal fungi, right? It wasn't like
Yeah.
there's only one value for everything, and that's the currency model. So that's
So,
that's been my journey for like 10 years, is starting with community currency and finding that actually the more and more community currencies I saw being made, the more they really wanted to connect among each other. And then it was just like, well, why doesn't everyone just express their value? Why do we need one currency ever? You know?
hmm.
So that's slowly by slowly getting to that point of just saying, okay, let's make tools just for connecting things together. And we even just stopped calling them currencies, and we started saying, let's just let's use something like the word voucher.
Yeah.
Because at least with a voucher, you know that there's something real behind it, you know?
2 years ago, we started in our pilot planting beans, and
Uh-huh.
we created a collection of 10 NFTs that were valued 5% of the harvest.
Nice.
So a pre-sale. People bought it and helped us pay the costs of planting.
That's perfect.
So
Exactly. And so it's like that same thing that you built. I mean, even NFTs should be able to go in these as well, but you could have made a token worth X amount of the harvest the same way, and those could have been pooled with other stuff as well. So it just, keeps going.
yeah, and that's very promising. There's so much value. People cultivating different species and all that.
Yeah, exactly. Here, I'll send you this. Here's the book that my friend just wrote on this. Do I have you on Signal?
I am on my Earth group. I don't
Here we
have a lot of activity there, but
Here we go. Well, I sent it to you there. There's a
okay,
website. It's called Cambio Story.
cool.
See if I think I have a PDF of it too. Let me try to find it. Here we go. I do. Here, I'll just stick the whole PDF in there. It's a nice story. It's based in Brazil, and it's like it has a lot of these elements of, just connecting between different things that we value. I mean, what the problem was that it was done by like a mayor, like a governor of the town, and when he left, the program ended, which is really
Wow,
typical.
very typical.
Yeah, that's the problem with this kind of stuff. And so this is why we're using blockchain, is because we want to make sure that these things won't die if the government gets rid of grassroots economics ever or something like that, right? It's gonna, you'll always have access to your token. Even if the website goes down, the tokens are all still, and the contracts are all still on the blockchain, and you can still access them.
Yes. So like you send me the Cambio
Yeah,
book.
check it out. Check it out. It's really cute. It's a nice story.
Nice. Okay,
And
from
it just,
Curitiba.
yeah, the understanding behind it is, for me, is about this pooling mechanisms, is to really see what's going on behind an exchange system, behind the currency. Like, how do people actually exchange value, and what's the ancestral methods behind all that? And like where I live in Kenya, you still see them a lot. Like, these groups are actively recording reciprocity in a lot of ways. And so if like this mama gets everyone to help her with her farm, if she doesn't help them back within a whole cycle, then they're going to have her give them a goat and a chicken. And I mean, there's all kinds of ways in which there's like kind of limitations on reciprocity. There's relative value. And so we call this a protocol because it would say that there's 4 functions in the protocol. It's the curation of what you think is valuable, what you find valuable. It's relative value of those things, compared to each other. Like, are they,
Uh-huh.
comparing to the dollar? It's the limitation, like how much can go in to keep balance. And then it's the exchange, customs and logic, that go into that. Are there fees? Are you paying the elders? Is there, like, how do you actually change? So those 4 things, it's like, curation, valuation, limitation, and some form of exchange. That seems to be like, you can build almost anything with that, right? It seems to be really like a powerful kind of primitive, like proto-social kind of thing. And
Cool.
it's even
Oh,
even under like Uniswap, you can see those same protocols. Like Uniswap, yeah, on crypto, it only allows you to swap 2 tokens. So it's just saying the curation can only be 2 things, and then their valuation is this automatic valuation. But it's still, like, so this is like at a lower level. Most of crypto has just been at this very high level. So it's just like, what's underneath all that? Yeah.
do you have any kind of qualification of the vouchers? Like people giving thumbs up and there's this stay in Sicily is being it's very valuable, very high ranked or something.
It's really, I mean, is it in a pool is really the question for us. I mean, we could have recommendations on there and stuff. I think that's something, if you can write down a list of features you want to see, we can start adding that. But like fundamentally, it's like, is that voucher exchangeable for other valuable things? And that's what the pools tell you. So if someone has curated, your voucher and says, okay, well, that we, at least we know that someone is valuing it against other stuff. Otherwise, someone needs to know you personally, to know, that, but it's good to have, yeah, recommendations would be nice on there for sure.
Cool.
Yeah. This is a paper